Okay, now we want to take a look at how animated masks work inside of Flash. So we're going to combine the shape tween we looked at before along with created just an animated mask in Flash. So the very first thing I'm going to do is create a new layer here with my text and a static text element here. Make that a little bit longer. And I will move this down towards the center of my stage. And on top of this, I want to create a shape tween to reveal the text element. So I'm going to create an additional layer and just call it animation. And in this case, I want to create a rectangle tool and just draw it about the size of the first character there. Get rid of that stroke. So I will modify it. Yep, about the size there. I actually want it to be kind of start off character, like so. And then what I will do is want it to be about a second long. So I'll create an additional keyframe there. And in this case, I want to modify the shape of this graphic. So what I want to have happen is come down here to shape tween, and then come to my final keyframe and drag this to stretch all the way across, like so. Now what I want to have happen is I want to still be able to see my text at the very end of this animation. Right now it starts at 1, but then it disappears here through the rest of the animation. So in this case, since I'm not going to change anything on the text, I'm just going to press F5 to insert a frame, and if we hide the animation like so, we'll notice that we have the name all the way from 1 to 24, which is what I want. Then for my shape tween, I have a full shape tween kind of stretching across the characters itself, all the way to the Y there. Now the very last thing I want to do is jump to my animation layer and simply convert this into a mask. So what's going to have happen is this shape tween is going to hide the characters as it continues through the animation. So I'm going to select the animation layer itself, right click, and go to mask, and what will have happen here is it'll actually reveal the characters as it plays through my animation with the mask. And if I wanted to go back and tweak that animation, so I can go back here and I can right click and deselect mask again and insert maybe a keyframe here around 12, and I could modify if I wanted to, I could go back and kind of modify that object in terms of the animation. Need to unlock that first and say, well, yeah, I want it to be approximately right here, make it a little bit tighter animation so it plays through, and then I can just quickly go back to mask and switch my animation. Or I can turn that off once again and click on the layer itself, right click and go to actually we would want to select these frames here, right click and go reversed frames, so then it does the opposite of the animation. Go back to create the mask itself, so now it's reversed. So either way will work just fine, but that's essentially how you create your mask or animated mask. You would select a new layer, create your animation on that layer, and simply go back to that layer, right click, and turn it into a mask. And there you have it.